morning, everyone. How have you been? Welcome back to Cooking with Carol Diane. I've been gone for a little while. I popped back on a couple of times, but I've been really busy. I really have. I'm popping on today to do a quick, fast, easy little Valentine treat that anybody can do. And so we'll get kind of started with it here. I have laid out my cookie cutters, but no, I'm not making cookies. But what I am going to do is make a red velvet cake from the box kind. Now, you know me, I don't normally do that. But today, this is going to be a little bit different. So take any cake mix, as long as it is for the red velvet cake. Take the cake mix out. If you have a tabletop mixer, that's great. If you don't, use a hand mixer. If you don't even have either one of those, go ahead and just whisk this up with a whisk. So pour this into your mixer bowl. Now, little different variation here that I like to jazz up since I'm not making a real homemade from scratch. So on the back of any box mix, it's going to call for a cup of water, but instead of that cup of water, I'm going to use a cup of milk. Okay? And it calls for a half a cup of vegetable oil, and instead of the vegetable oil, I'm using the half a cup of melted butter. That's going to make it nice and rich. And I'm going to go ahead with, yes, the 3 eggs. These are quite large eggs that I get. And I'm going to go ahead with all 3 of them. Hope everybody's getting ready for Valentine's Day right around the corner. In fact, tomorrow. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And last year I cooked, oh my gosh, all kinds of things for Valentine's Day. I really did. I showed you how to do the chocolate covered strawberries. I did a little raspberry tart thing that I was doing. I did the fortune cookies. That was fun to do. I remember doing that. But today, quick and easy. So, mixer was down, now it's up. We turn it on. We get this mixed with the paddle beater, not your whip. Just use your paddle. Like I said, if you don't have that and you want to just use a hand mixer, that's great too. With the cake mixers, they're already red in color, flavorings there, everything. But I showed you last Valentine's Day, I did do a heart cake from scratch, red velvet. It was delicious. This will be too. Yes, will be too. Down, go ahead and take the beater blade out now. Everything off of it. Set this way over there. And set my mixer over just a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to take a cookie sheet, and no, I'm not making a cake roll, but I'm going to take a standard cookie sheet. I have sprayed the bottom of it with just some cooking spray. Then I've added a sheet of the parchment paper. So now what you need to do is take this nice cake mix, make sure the bottom is all whipped up in there, because sometimes it leaves, sometimes it leaves just a little bit of the batter on the bottom, and we don't want that. You're going to put it in the same oven temperature as the box, and this one was 350. We're going to bake this for a good, probably 20 minutes. In here, 20 minutes. Yeah, just put it all on your cookie sheet on the parchment paper. I can smell that devil's food cake part. I really can. Smooth it out. And you don't have to be real precise with this because what I'm going to be doing is cutting this. So just get it enough to the edges. It'll spread out a little bit. That's okay. Just kind of come down even. Like you would if you were making just a regular cake. Just come down even. Okay. Now again, I'm going to stick that in my oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you my little creation of what I'm doing for Valentine's Day this year. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back once again. My cake is out of the oven, pretty well cooled. Now, this is what it's going to look like. It's just going to look like a flat sheet cake of a cake. Now, what are we going to do with it? I have several different shapes of, yes, hearts for Valentine's Day, of cookie cutters. I could take any one of them, and I'm going to cut the cake with the cookie cutters. Now, because I'm going to be giving a couple of these away, I went and found some nice little Valentine doilies that you see in the store. And I'm going to take them. Of course, I'm going to take out the red one first, because I think red's going to be real pretty. And doilies are just the paper cut out looking like lace. You know, they're for all kinds of things, but what we used to use them for years ago in Valentine's was you had your Valentine card. And then you had to make, at school, we had to make Valentine boxes, because as we went around to each student, and every student got a Valentine, there was nobody left out. Everybody got one. But we had boxes, and most of the time they were made out of a shoe box. You take a shoe box, and you would take any kind of paper that you had, and whether it was the colored, paper, stock paper, or these. Of all of these would be decorating the sides of your boxes. And then you'd slit a little hole in the top, quite large in the top, for your little Valentine to go down into the box. And that was fun too, because then as each student came around to the different desks and dropped off your Valentine, then you just stick it right in your little box, or they would stick it in the little box, and sometimes you got that little box of the little sweet cuties candies in there, all kinds of things. But I'm going to take this, and I'm going to place it right here on this little stand to begin with. It's going to go on another little tray that I'm doing, but for right now I'm going to place it right here. And I could even take my little knife, and first I started to make the cream cheese frosting. And you know, all cream cheese frostings is you take just a block of your Philadelphia cream cheese. I took 1 stick of butter. It's already down in there. Now I'm going to take a good cup of my powdered sugar, level that off of the powdered sugar, add that to my mixer, 1 full cup, powdered sugar, stick that in there, and you do have to have some flavoring. So we will take 1 teaspoon of any kind of your vanilla extract, any kind. This one happens to be a large bottle of the Madagascar vanilla that I like. Paid a fortune for it, yes, but I use it constantly. So I got the bigger bottle of it. Turn your mixer on and incorporate that cream cheese, the butter, your flavoring, and the powdered sugar. I put my whip blade on the mixer instead of the beater blade, or the paddle blade. Mix all that together. While it's kind of mixing, so now I'm going to take one. I'm going to take this particular bigger one here and see if it fits on my little doily of the heart, and it does. So what do I want to do? I want to go ahead, place it on the sheet cake. Use the sheet cake here. You place it on the sheet cake, and I'm just going to cut out that particular cake, just like if I was baking a cake and having the cake. Now to help this along a little bit, and I'm going to do one, probably two over here, this one, yeah, and probably, I don't know if I'll do three stacked or two stacked yet. I don't know yet. Let's just kind of wing it and see here how we feel about the cake. I'm going to go under my little, get under that little parchment paper. And you could dump this out on your counter or, you know, on a tea towel or whatever you want to do. I'm just putting it on here now, just to show you. So there's the first little cake. Isn't he cute? He's just sitting there so nice. We're waiting for the frosting. I want to make sure it's well blended. I'm going to go ahead and scrape the side of my bowl here because I can see that some of that cream cheese did not get incorporated, and you want all of it. Cream cheese is cream cheese. I bought mine 2 for $5 at the grocery store, so I thought I was kind of getting a little bit of a bargain there. Not much at the grocery store, but a little bit, so that I can make other things. Nice and whipped up a minute, because I'm going to put it in a pastry bag, little pastry bag, of which I've gone ahead, I got all my little pastry tips out that I usually just put in a little jar. And I'm using a number 20 of the star tip today. If I find that that's just too big for these little guys, then I'll use another one, but a smaller one. But I'm going to start with that one and see how I like it, first of all. So I want to make sure, got to go just a little bit more because I don't want any big chunks of that cream cheese in my pastry bag. I just don't want that. I did let mine sit out at, pretty good. Got on the handle there. I did let mine sit out at room temperature, but sometimes, if it isn't the cream cheese, it's the butter that sometimes doesn't get as smooth as what you like. Just keep whipping it. Try that one now. I'm making some homemade chili today. That's going to be good on this Sunday. What Sunday is today? Everybody should know. Everybody that likes football anyway should know that it is Super Bowl Sunday. And I am kind of combining today the Valentines because I have a big day on Valentines that we're doing. And I'm going out to lunch with my ladies tomorrow. I've started this of setting aside one day out of the month that you get together with some lady friends. They're not all my age. They aren't. It varies in age, which I kind of like. I really do. Gives for a better conversation at the table or wherever you're with. And we just go out to lunch. We can sit there sometimes for 2 hours, just gabbing. And that's what's fun. No men allowed, husbands, boyfriends, whatever. They're not allowed. It's just us gals, a time for us gals to get together. So, let's put this together now. I like to use the glass so that everything sits down there until I am ready to do this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start I'm not going to just ice the thing or start in a circle or make designs. I'm going to start where I do just like this, but because I wanted a decorative border on the outside, because you can certainly do this. Oops. See, I had a bubble in that one. And a bubble in that one. Yeah, I may have to get a different tip. I may. Let's see where'd my knife go? And my knife. I lose things all the time in the bowl. Because what I wanted to do is I want to come back down now on the cake. Yeah, I'll get out just a round one instead of the star. You can use any one you want. You really can. I'll do the next one with a different one. And get in there and get you some icing all the way around. All the way around. Just going to get this on here. See, one of mine, and I'm pretty sure it is, and these are the mistakes that happen, not mistakes, but just little mishaps that happen in the kitchen, is that sometimes my butter, or the cream cheese, but I kind of think this one was the butter, didn't get as soft as what I would have liked. But I just wanted that little decorative edge. Now I'm going to go get my second one here. Just kind of get the pieces away from it so that you can grab that one from the parchment paper. And like any cake, you know, brush off any excess that you have on there and then stack that one. Now these are just little mini cakes, okay? Little mini cakes. And because I don't like that tip, I'm just going to go ahead with some frosting now. I'm doing it by myself here. Let's to you over here. If I had made the red velvet cake from scratch, and you've watched me do that, if I had made it from scratch, the cake would have been a little bit heavier in texture. I'm going to put it that way to you, heavier in texture. That store-bought cake mixes are pretty light and airy. And yeah, you want a cake light and airy. I'm not saying you don't. It's just a homemade one that you put the cocoa powder, and all that in it. It's not going to, it's not going to be wobbly like this. It really isn't. Now, I'm going to do my next one just a little bit different. Then I went and got all different ones, from shakers like this that have sprinkles to different designs. This one has teeny tiny pink and red hearts to little gold arrows. This one has just the pink and red little hearts. And then I did have a, if I wanted to put fresh strawberries on this, I certainly can do that too. So if I was to decorate it with a few of these all the way around, and you can make, getting it all over, but it's so good. You can make as many as you want, as few as you want, doesn't matter. The idea is that you have made something homemade. So this is a shout out to my granddaughter, Michaela, who's not here with me today to make a Valentine treat. I sure wish she was. So Michaela, you've watched me. You can make this, especially since it's a store-bought cake mix. Just substitute that oil for the butter and substitute the water for milk, which is going to make it a nicer, I think, And if I wanted to top it, like I said, with just a few little strawberries, I can do that also. And there, folks, how simple of a little treat is that for Valentine's Day? You can do it. Don't be afraid. Get out your mixer. Start using it, Melissa. Get out your mixer and make a little treat for your loved one for Valentine's Day. From my kitchen to you, this is Cooking with Carol Diane. I'll catch you next time. You never know what I'm going to bake. Fry, bake, whatever I'm going to do in my kitchen. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day.